Think I got it working, guys. Let me know. Cool. Hmm. Oh, first overall defense for Patapsco. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I am starting to come down with a cold or something. Woke up from a nap a little stuffed up. Hopefully it doesn't stick around for too much longer. I hope to be more awake than I was last stream. Because I watched that back and I sounded very sleepy. Alright, Patapsco gets first burn here. Taking it out of the end zone. Oh, busted past the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's gassed. Real good return on that. Opening kickoff. Patapsco already in enemy territory. Little short pitch and catch. Good for 3 yards. I thought he got a little bit more than that. Brown back throwing. Overthrew his man by quite a bit. Alexander Brown. The elder statesman of this Patapsco squad, and he goes down past the 50. So what looked like a for sure scoring drive goes absolutely nowhere, and they're forced to punt it. Touchback. Tough luck. Metro's first crack at it now. From their own 20. Boren back. Swatted at the line. Boren again. Throwing on first and second. I don't know what that. I don't know what that was. Ark, I hope you weren't watching that. Boren. Just pass on all the downs. Just pass on all the downs. You know, the best way to be unpredictable is to be completely predictable. I think a coach told me that once. Ortiz back. Returning this one. Not quite the return that he got off the opening kickoff, but that didn't end up going anywhere anyway. So Patapsco back at their own 33. Over the middle to Cartwright, who comes down with it. 2nd and 5. After the 1-yard loss, it's 3rd and 6. Wow, I can't believe he came down with that. He was pretty tightly covered. First down, and the first down we've gotten all game. Brown back, throwing. Incomplete. Injury down. Right defensive tackle for New York. Gonna be out for the week. Easy. He's gonna play injured. Can't be that bad. Rub some spit on it, kid. Wow, another good first down. The madness. Wow, we're actually seeing a drive now. Brown back. Looking, searching, seeking, finding his man. Clanked right off the hands, though. Tayon White just betrays his quarterback with cinder block hands. Brown throwing again. Cartwright. He has reliable hands. He's caught a couple so far. And that's another first down for the Madness. That's a touchdown. Ooh, maybe not. Stopped at the 1. Still a first down. Four cracks at a score here. Passing on first down. Complete to complete by the Madness. Can't speak tonight. This one was kind of popped out of nowhere. I thought I was going to do 2 games this week. I probably end up doing 3. So apologize if I'm a little out of sorts. I try to do like research on the teams before I broadcast so I know what I'm talking about. Point after is up and good, and we have a 7-point lead in favor of the Madness. only get out to the 15, and the decision to take it out of the end zone betrays them a little. 1st and 10. Nice pitch and catch. Makes it 2nd and manageable now. Throwing again. That time it's swatted away. Jet Boren throwing for a 3rd time over the middle. Feeds it to Lomax, and that's the first down for the Metros. Jet Boren tosses it back to Camara, who loses to Shapiro on the tackle. Camara. That's a 1st down. So the Metros are slowly putting something together against this tough Patapsco defense. You notice I don't have any of the mods installed. Again, this was sort of popped in out of nowhere. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So, no chance to really adjust things. Jet Boren back, way back. That was an awful long drop back just for a toss to the flat. 3rd and 8. Boren again. And it's intercepted. Well, the Madness were able to put the kibosh on that one pretty quickly. Shapiro again. Defensive Player of the Year candidate? Question mark. Brown back, throwing. I don't know who that was to. That looked like intentional grounding to me, but what do I know? 2nd and 10. Brown is sacked. Old man Brown tried to spin and escape, and you know, if it were still 1998, maybe he could have done it, but him and his AARP membership goes down for a sack. Now we got a 3rd and impossible. But the impossible is possible. 1st down for the Madness. The stuffy nose is killing me. First and 10 on New York's 41. They'll lose a yard there. They're going to count him as inbounds off the pitch and catch. And that's another 1st down for Patapsco. My aces aren't playing, so I just want a competitive game. I'm not really rooting for anybody. Try to bring you guys unbiased broadcasts, but my aces are playing at home. Hey. Brown back, throwing over the middle to Raglan. That's a 1st down. First and 10 at the New York 12. Oh. Sawyer Holt, the free safety, knocking the ball loose from what would have been an easy touchdown. Second and 10. Brown back throwing again. That looked like the exact same route. So now we're at third and 10. Let's see if they just keep knocking at the door. Brown back throwing. I don't know what they were thinking on that. Gotta run those routes a little further. And Claspy is injured. 2 injuries on the New York defensive line so far. And that one's a little bit more severe. Field goal is up and good. Honestly, wasn't sure if they were going to make that one, but they do. So 10-0 in favor of Patapsco as Ledbetter brings that one back. He's down at the 23. First and 10 New York. They were able to mount something before an interception betrayed them. See if they can continue to move the ball. And I do agree that Bertamar Ali is a beast. Yes. He scares me. I have nightmares about him. Kamara. They're going to give him a yard, but I don't even think he got that much. Third and 9. Now it's another 3 and out for New York. And this game is probably going to get out of hand pretty quickly if they don't figure something out. Ortiz returns the punt and he gets about the 32-ish. Round back throwing, and they've had a lot of success doing that. Cartwright picks up another first down. No problem moving the chains for the madness. Brown back, throwing again, dropped, and jarred the ball loose on what probably could have been an completion, but we'll never know now. Second and 10, the Totsie. That'll end the first quarter of play, as this one feels like it's moving quickly. This whole season feels like it's moving quickly. Felt like we took like an extended off season, and now we're already in week 3. Intercepted by New York. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Sawyer Holt, another big play. Maybe that'll get the momentum swung in New York's direction, because goodness knows they need it. As Jet Boren fires over the middle, finds Glowinski for a first down. Boren back, throwing to Burks, who comes down with it somehow, some way. That'll set up a 2nd and 4. Boren back, throwing again. Wide open is Lomax, and that's an easy first down. Jet Boren, the quarterback for New York, is finding his groove here against a very tough defense. As Collier doesn't really get anything off that run, not even a yard. Just right at the line of scrimmage, he got planted. Another first down. And that Boren to Lomax connection is working. 44.5 passer rating for Jet Boren, but I think he's playing a little bit better than that. I think the numbers are lying there a bit. Collier, another run. That's another first down. And if it weren't for the ill-timed spin move, well, they're gonna measure it. If it weren't for the ill-timed spin move, he might have been to the house. Yeah, it was pretty obvious. I think he got that. I didn't think they needed to measure it. It confounds me when the game decides to measure a first down and when they don't. Boren back to throw. Lomax comes down with another one. That's 5 catches so far. Second and 4. Boren back throwing. Overthrew his man who was at the sideline. He was wide open too. So the opportunity to maybe pick up the first there was squandered. Boren back throwing again. Another overthrow. I just defended you against your bad QBR and New York comes away with 3 there at least. Another return out of the end zone. Gets past the 20 that time at least. But not by much. Honestly, Ortiz probably should have kneeled that one down. I mean, they'd be at almost the exact same spot and his body would hurt a lot less. Brown throwing to Vasquez for an easy first, and he's past the 50. I'm glad they're showing this one again. No one in his area code at all. Got overran by a Metro's defender. And that was the longest completion for Alexander Brown so far today. Getting that Civil War era arm greased up and ready to go. Brown back. Throwing again. Dropped. Threw it into double coverage. Now we're looking at a 3rd and 10. Madden is still on the 50, not close enough for a field goal. Not a sensible field goal, at least. And that's a first down. Medina comes down with that one. It seems like the philosophy for this Metro's defense is break, don't bend. Sorry, I was adjusting some settings and I completely missed that play. Apparently it didn't go anywhere because we're at a 2nd and 10. Brown drops back. Sacked! Boy, they really couldn't afford that one. Third down and 20. And they get like 3. You know, I wasn't a very good math student when I was in college, but I know 3 is less than 20. Pretty sure. Long field goal try is up and short. Still a 10-3 ball game with Madness on top. And off the missed field goal, New York will get pretty good field position at their own 42. Jet Boren gets sacked. Boy, when he was running away from that Madness defender, he was moseying, lumbering even. Jet Boren to Glowinski, and they'll get a bunch back. They really needed that one. Now we're looking at a third and manageable. Right on the midfield logo. Camara, first down easily. Past the 40, down at the 36. New York's got themselves a mechanism here. First and 10 in enemy territory, giving it to Malone, who has a good time going nowhere. Another tackle for Bertram Ali. Jet Boren back, throwing again, letting this one go deep. A lot of, what is that, mauve jerseys in the way. They weren't blue, and, you know, your teammates are color-coded, dude. Intercepted! Jackson past the 50, past the 45, past the 35, past the 25, he's gassed, and he's down at the 23. And New York keeps giving up these back-breaking plays. Another pitch and catch sets up a 2nd and 2. Brown back throwing again. That one was incomplete. Happily falls to the dirt. And it is dirt. There is no turf here in New York, thank God. If we were playing at MetLife, we'd be really screwed right now. Another field goal try for the Madness. They missed the last one. This one's a lot more easy. And they make this one pretty easily, right down the middle. 13-3. This one is quickly getting away from New York. They got to manage something. Another return out of the end zone. And they don't get to the 20. Jet Bourne was immediately sacked. No time to think. Two-minute warning comes in conveniently for the Metros as Jet Bourne's head is probably still ringing off that sack. 2nd and 19. New York at their own 7. Pretty dire. Boren trying not to get back into his own end zone there. Last thing they knew is to spot the team points with a safety. I mean, I love scoregami as much as you do, but that's not... Another 1-yard loss by Collier. I don't know what they were thinking running it on 3rd down. New York forced to punt deep in their own territory as they go in slow motion trying to waste as much clock as possible. Patapsco is going to start this drive at their own 38. 57 seconds to make something happen. And this New York defense hasn't really been playing well all day. But they get a good stop there for a 2-yard loss. I don't know what they're doing, running the ball over and over. Maybe just trying to get into halftime. Brown back, throwing, swatted. Pass to the flat was swatted away by Slayton, who has been getting his hand on a few passes there in this game. But this whole defense is going to have to step it up if they're going to have any shot at getting back in this thing. Only a 10-point deficit, but it feels like 40. It really just feels like this Metro's team is just running in mud. Jet Bourne gives it to Kamara, who's been running well. Gets about 9 there. Another run that will take us into halftime. That first down is pretty much meaningless. The clock runs out and it's halftime now in New York. 13-3, and look at all that blue on the side of Patapsco. And you're like me and you don't have Amazon Prime. And you're hoping to actually see an interesting game. I hope we get one. First touchback of the, well, not touchback, first kneel down of the game. Finally. I understand you want to run, but you're just going to get flattened at your own 15 when you could have just kneeled and went to your own 20. First and 10. On the midfield logo is New York. And Kamara got flattened there. Second and 12. Collier picks up a field that'll set up a 3rd and 8. Alright. New York needs to pull themselves together right now. Right on the 50-yard line. 3rd and 8. Boren steps way back to throw. Has a while. Man. He had all day to throw that one, but still couldn't put that one on the money. And another punt from New York. That's a beautiful punt, though. That'll put the Madness back at their own 2. I don't have a dog in this fight, but I would like to see a safety, just for the shits and giggles of it. Brown completes that one. Not a safety yet. 2nd and 5. Brown all the way back. He's in his own end zone. Lets it go. Complete to Guerrero. That's a first down for Patapsco. Man, I was hoping not to be sleepy this podcast. As Brown, let's go with that one. That's another first down. The Madness. This offense for Patapsco has been a well-oiled machine so far. New York just doesn't have an answer for it yet. Ah. Third and 9 for the Madness. Still at their own 41. Brown back throwing, complete but not. Didn't run that route deep enough for a first. Now the Madness are punting. This isn't a scene we've seen so far today, I don't think. And the punt goes for a touchback, so New York will start at their own 20. Honestly, the New York could probably start at their own 50, and I don't know if they'd be able to make something out of it. Jet Boren back. Keeps dropping all the ways back, but that one's complete to Lomax. Another injury. This time it's for Chapman. Bruised ribs. He'll be out for a couple of weeks. Or at least injured for a couple of weeks. I shouldn't say out. He's not out there now, at least. Seen a lot of injuries in this game so far as well. Lewinsky has green grass ahead of him. A little bit more of a stride, more pace there, and he probably could have broke that one open. So New York finds themselves in enemy territory. Oh, you shouldn't be talking about deep dish pizza when you're in New York, buddy. You're gonna get stabbed. Jet Boren gives that one off to Burks, and that's another first down for New York. They find themselves in field goal territory for the first time this half. Boren back, throwing, intercepted. Man, that's twice so far today that New York gets a drive going. They're feeling good. They're moving the sticks, and they just give it up. Brown back, throwing, incomplete, swatted away by Slayton again. The Madness at their own 9. And they'll lose another yard there. 3rd and 11. Obvious passing down is obvious. Brown. Afraid to drop back there, and I don't blame him. But that ends up being a swat away. And now the Madness have to punt away from their own end zone. Ledbetter gets to about the 45 of Patapsco. A good field position right now for New York. They've had a few golden opportunities to score. This should at least be like a 9-13 game, but it's not. Collier picks up about 3. Another Collier run. He'll lose the 3 that he worked so hard to gain on first down. And that sets up a 3rd and 10. Boren back, throwing. Gotta let it go. And that was not the read, my man. It just wasn't. And now New York has to punt it away despite being in enemy territory, which is never a good idea. I mean, it's never a good sign, I meant to say. It probably was a good idea instead of going for it, though. But eventually, if you're New York, something's got to give. You got to roll the dice at some point, or you're not going to claw back into this thing. There's only 10 minutes left to go in this game. And that's another first down for the Madness. Man. Can you imagine? Can't imagine. Mm. Second and 12. Brown back throwing again. He's all the way back there, but he's sacked. And he's down. That's an injury. Blood on the field. Bulaga, the defensive end for New York that got that sack, he's going to be gone for a while. That's a pretty severe injury. He is not out there, folks. The recovery for that injury is said to be about 9 weeks. And that's a pretty big blow to this New York team. I mean, this New York squad's the defending conference champs. I mean, they need all hands on deck in order for this season to work out the way they wish to, in order to get another crack at a Legend Bowl. Look at this formation from New York. Another run by Collier, and he picks up maybe a yard. Man, that was a lot of work for 1 yard. Like when you're in college and you study real hard for a test, you got midterms coming up, you bust your ass, you're up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning studying, and you get like a C minus. New York 1st and 10 at their own 43. Jet Boren in the pocket, dropping back. Completes to David. Hello, my name is David. Daniel David. So he has a last name for a first name and a first name for a last name. Well, that's got to be confusing if you're a cop that pulls him over. Second and 6 off another pass for Boren. No touchdowns, 2 INTs for Jet so far. Not been a good day. Another first down by hello, my name is David. First and 10 on Patapsco's 24. Ball security has to be at the forefront of New York's mind right now as they get that one to Burks. Second and 3 on Patapsco's 17. 2 men back for Boren, and he drops back. Firing over the middle. That's a touchdown! Finally a touchdown for New York. And maybe, question mark, a chance to make things interesting. Point after is up and good. Well, the Bears are coming back against the Packers, and look at New York coming back against the Madness. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Alright, Patapsco. Wanting to put this thing away. Absolutely can with the touchdown here. And that takes lots of talent. I know you're looking at that running back from Patapsco, like, you know, he didn't come down with that pass, but it takes a lot of talent to drop the same pass twice. It's almost impressive if it weren't so terribly sad. Brown, back, throwing, swatted, 4th down. So New York is forcing a punt here. And somehow, some way, these Metros have found their balls. And you know, it's always the last place you look, too. Ledbetter gets out to the 45, his own 45. Jet Boren back, throwing over the middle to Lomax, who's been reliable all day. Yeah, I can't believe they're leaving him open either. Collier, another run. You know, Brandon Collier of this New York offense, been very reliable. He either goes forwards for 2 yards or backwards for 2 yards. No in between. Another Collier run. And he picks up another 2 yards. 3rd and 6. A lot of defensive backs right now for Patapsco as they anticipate a pass, so they do. You get it to Burks, past the right at the 20 actually. Another 1st down for New York. Boy, a touchdown would make things interesting here, knock on wood. Because I do want an interesting game. I have no dog in this fight. I have been harsh on New York, but they haven't been playing that well. Warren back. Throwing to the flat. Collier. And he gains 5. Now that wasn't a run from Collier, so he's allowed to gain more than just 2 yards. That doesn't count. And Bourne is in the gun. Dropping back even further. To Lomax, who picks up that one and gets dropped right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6 still. 2 men back. Boren in the gun. Had to let that one go to Collier. 4th down. Likely a field goal try for New York. This'll tie. It's up. Right down Broadway. And good. So we have a tie ball game, folks. Finally, some interest, some intrigue, some drama. Ortiz brings this one out of the end zone. Makes a few cuts. Makes another man miss. Past the 30, past the 35, past the 40. Good run back for Patapsco. They've had a few so far this game. Alexander Brown finds his man over the middle to Cartwright. I don't see why they don't pass it to number 8 on every down. 1st and 10 already in New York territory at the 33. Brown, back, throwing, swatted away by New York. Loses a yard off the run from Patapsco. 3rd and 12. Need some magic here. Although a really deep sack could take these guys out of field goal range, but instead, complete pass will move the chains forward a little bit. They're going to line up for a field goal. A real long and it's good. 16-13 in favor of the Madness now, and we're seeing some scoring, some fireworks. So after the touchback, New York will start this drive at their own 20. Right under Sidner's Boren. Pass to the flat to Collier. Gains about 8 there. Boren throwing again. Benjamin, I think that's his first catch all day, and it's a first down. You're a guy that doesn't get the ball thrown at you so much, got to make those count. New York, and that'll be another loss for Collier. He loses 2, because of course he does. Warren back, throwing, swatted. That was in triple, maybe even quadruple coverage. A lot of mauve jerseys swarming around. Madness getting their tentacles on everything. Warren back throwing, wide open is Helms. Still 4th down. Be interesting to see if they go for it here. 4th and 5 at their own 48, and they are deciding to punt it away. No fake punts in College Bowl. Touchback. That's tough.
Come on, Zebra. Come on, man. You gotta call that. Buffalo.
Buffalo. Patapsco. Good blocking. Makes the guy miss. Past the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Down at the 50. Brown throwing to the flat. Picks up maybe a yard or 2. They're going to give him 2. They must have felt bad for the poor guy. Watch the tight end. He's been on fire all day. Brown back, throwing again. Ledbetter broke up that pass. Brown from the gun, drops back a little bit. Got to make something happen, and he is sacked. His ass is slower than molasses. Moseying, lumbering even, just couldn't get that extra gear going. And now Patapsco has to punt it away. And that bounces for a touchback. Man, the first half of this game we didn't see any punts. Now we're seeing them left, right, and down the middle. Mara makes a little something happen, gains 3. Second and 7. Collier, a 2-yard run for him. 3rd and 5. Warren throwing over the middle to Lomax. And that's a first down for New York. Still in their own territory at their own 34. As the 2-minute warning comes up. Got to make something happen right here, right now on this drive. Collier, another run for him, and he gets a first down. I don't think Collier's been past the sticks all day. Boy, and he's like, man, that 13 yards felt like 1,300 yards. He's taking a breather on this down. Warren goes back to throw. Game lagging, and it's overthrown. Second and 10. New York at their own 46. Warren drops all the ways back. Finds his man. Intercepted! And that's the 3rd interception for New York. And every time they try to get a drive going, and this New York offense has made a very, very terrible habit of shooting themselves in the balls every chance they get. And now Patapsco gets the chance to clinch this game. New York calls a timeout after a 2-yard loss off a run. Second and 12. Patapsco at their own 42. Patazzi. It looked like he might have gotten a first down. Kind of slowed there a little bit. Also, my game lagged a bit too, so that doesn't help. Call it a satellite delay if you want to be lore accurate. Brown back, throwing over the middle. Had a guy wide open, but couldn't get to him, and it's Nixon for the Madness punts this one, and it's, man, they didn't even try to bounce that one. All right, New York, now or never. Only one timeout. 80 yards to go. Warren from the gun. Oh, come on, you need to stop with these overthrows. You had a guy open. That would have been an easy first down. Jet Bourne under center again. 2 men back. Glowinski gets to the 31, which is a first. Force a complete pass. That means the clock is still ticking. South of the minute mark now. Boren back, throwing again, and we have more blood on the field. Ross, the left tackle. Back pain for 2 weeks. And this has been a bloody game. A lot of guys going down with injuries. Time to break out the bananas and the pickle juice. Second and 10. Warren throwing again. Long bomb is complete to Lomax. That's another first down for New York. And another injury for Patapsco. Devlin, the defensive tackle, who's been playing well so far this game. Guys, if you're watching this game still, you're really going to have to work on your depth charts because there has been a lot of injuries this game. You'd think they were playing at MetLife with their bad turf. Benjamin gets his second catch of the day. Another first down for New York. "40 seconds now. At Patapsco's 29. Boy, a touchdown here would more or less win it. Burks. Couldn't quite break that one open for a first down. It was 2nd and a yard. Maybe a little less than a yard. 2 feet maybe. And 1 knee equals 2 feet. Lomax. And boy, he looks like Megatron out there. Anything in his general direction he's come down with as New York takes their final timeout. I'd be tempted to throw it here, and if you can't get a completion, then go for a field goal, but New York is going for a field goal right here, right now. Kick is up. Kick is good. Game is all wadded up at 16, but 9 seconds still left on the clock, so now New York has to kick off. And this Patapsco special teams unit has been doing really well on kick returns, but they don't return that one. It's a touchback. Brown with 1 man back, throwing Cartwright, who had that disastrous drop earlier. Cartwright playing well, but that one drop, man, it really killed them. Really killed them. 4 seconds. 1st and 10. Patapsco at their own 35. Brown. And that's a run? Why would you run? All right. Overtime. Overtime in this one. Madness choose heads. I like head too, so I don't blame them. Metros will receive. They'll get their first crack at it. Boy, if you're a Metros fan, you've got to be nervous. It's not like your offense has been terrible. It's just it just breaks down at the weirdest times. Extra period now. Warren drops all the ways back. Lets it go. Intercepted! Another back-breaking interception for this New York team. Off the long ball, trying to make something happen. Trying to make cherry limeade out of lemons, and it didn't work. Brown is back throwing. Pass complete. 2nd and a yard now. And all that work they did to tie this game is now really in jeopardy if they don't stop this Patapsco offense right now. Easy first down. If you're a Metros fan watching this game, you're probably throwing things at your TV. Don't be mad at me, man. I just work here. Brown back throwing. Medina. That was a pitch and catch that meant nothing. Down at the line of scrimmage. Todzi. Run. Forward for 2 yards. Third and 8 now. Alexander Brown dropping back, finding his man, rattled and dropped. And this New York defense steps up, and they're going to try a field goal to win it. It's up. And it is good. And that is game in favor of the Madness. Needed extra time to figure this one out. But in the end, turnovers were the story here. Five turnovers. All of them interceptions from Jet Boren. And you're a New York fan watching this. First of all, I apologize. Second of all, this game is probably what testicular torsion feels like, because that was rough. Well, I said at the beginning of the stream, I wanted an interesting game, and boy did I get one. And Ark, if you're watching this, I am deeply sorry. That, if it weren't for the turnovers, that easily could have gone the other way. But instead, I'm gonna check up that Niners-Packers game. Still early in the fourth quarter. I said Niners-Packers, didn't I? Bears-Packers. Whoever the fuck's playing in, I don't know, man. My Jags don't play till tomorrow, that's all I care about. Player of the game. Player of the game. I know who it isn't. I know who it isn't. Player of the game is gonna go to Shapiro, who 8 tackles, 1 for a loss, 2 INTs. Boop, 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 like that. Boop, boop, boop. Spin around till you get dizzy. Anyway, I'm gonna take some screenshots, and this thing will be over. Over. And we'll look at the standings after this one, because I'm actually interested myself.